All right. So for context, Pizza has never seen Lord of the Rings.
That is true. I'm also dying.
so so we are. Janik has not. Wait. Yeah. Technicolor has not either. Yeah, we've got a few people who have not seen Lord of the Rings before, which is insane. But that's what we're here today for. So I have the extended editions. Today we're watching Fellowship. Let's go. Oh yeah, Andy Serkis. You should know him.
The ring came to the creature Gollum.
This is his most famous role, like by a long shot.
I do know Gollum.
Abandoned Gollum.
Yeah, the ring has a mind of its own. That's a big thing. Yeah, and canonically, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings were actually written by Bilbo and Frodo.
Where to begin?
Huh,
Like in universe.
that's cool. Yeah.
So he's writing a well, Concerning Hobbits is the prologue to Lord of the Rings. So that's what he's writing right now.
I see.
Hobbit.
Bilbo is a big troll.
Hobbit life is peak goals.
Brought home to me.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Gandalf?
Uh-huh. Sir Ian McKellen. This is also his most famous role. Like more so than Magneto.
Yeah.
More so than Magneto.
Dumbledore.
I thought that was in the movie for a second.
Okay, so this is a cool moment. So a lot of practical effects, like really, really cool practical effects were used here. So to get the Hobbit sizes right, they used something called forced perspective, where basically in this in this shot, Elijah Wood is actually sitting really, really far behind on this really, really long wagon, but the camera's angled like very, very specifically so that they actually look side by
It
side.
doesn't look like
And they do
yeah.
they do that a lot. Like this movie is like the perfect blend of practical and digital effects. Like they use digital effects like with taste, you know.
Yeah.
The Shire still exists. The Shire set still exists in New Zealand. You can go and visit it.
Oh yeah, that's where the entire movie was recorded, right? In New
Most
Zealand
yeah,
for the
most of
part?
it. Oh, most if not all of it. I don't know. Okay, so this is just so the ring is a very, very strong metaphor for like Tolkien was Catholic, so there are like themes of like, you know, good versus evil and like temptation. And the ring especially is a very strong like metaphor for like addiction especially.
Yeah.
Just tea, thank you.
That was real. That was real, and they kept it in.
It looked real. It looked unscripted.
If you hear the audio too, is like sounds a little bit like less professional, but it's perfect.
a little bit scuffed.
They're after the house. They've never forgiven me for living this long. I've got to get away from these.
They've never forgiven me for living this long. It's crazy.
He plays Chef Skinner in Ratatouille. I just found that out the other day. It's so funny.
Such a different vibe.
Ian Holm, yeah.
That is a massive cake.
Oh yeah, it is.
Bilbo, have you been at the Gaffer's home brew?
No. Well, yes, but that's not the point. The point is.
I've seen people say how poor taste was it for Gandalf to bring a firework shaped like Smaug to his 111th birthday. It's like just give him a heart
crazy.
attack. Yeah, PTSD moment.
He's such a prankster.
Yeah, he's such a troll.
Just standing there laughing while everyone freaks the frick out.
Oh, you're probably right, as usual.
As usual.
We'll keep an eye on the road goes ever and on, down from the doorway.
Till our next meeting.
Proceeds to fall down cliff. Oh no. Rip Bilbo. Without the ring keeping him alive as long as he has, he just falls apart.
Bilbo,
Bilbo's still rolling.
Neither do I.
I've never noticed that shot before of him looking like through the chandelier. That's a neat shot.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. Remember when Tree made like a screeching noise and I said he sounded like a Nazgul?
Yeah.
That's these guys about to show up.
Oh, okay.
These guys. And I got one of the coolest themes. Oh, this is gonna become important too. The White City.
Is this the elves then?
Nope, this is Gondor. This is the Kingdom
okay.
Kingdom of Men. It's basically the center of most, if not all, the action in the third movie. So there's two kingdoms of men. There's Gondor and then Rohan. Rohan are like more, they're less like big and impressive. They like horses and fields and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. They're like the men version of the hobbits
A little bit, yeah.
compared to, yeah.
They're much more rustic. Gondor is more sleek
Oh.
and, large and impressive.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rosie knows an idiot when she sees one. Does she?
Bro's worried about himself
Yeah.
being the idiot.
Yep.
Why'd you have to burn the envelope?
The ring has text on it that appears when it's warm.
Oh.
Can you see anything?
Partly because Sauron himself just had like naturally like warm. He like his hands had like the heat of fire in them, kind of thing.
Wait.
So when he was wearing it, they would always the words would always show up.
That would show up all the
Yep.
time anyways.
Everything, yeah. Okay, this is another one of those forced perspective shots
Mm-hmm.
where like
They did this earlier with Bilbo, didn't they? Whenever they were having tea together.
Yeah, but, like-
before the party.
but this one, like the camera's moving on this one, and so they actually had like
Oh yeah.
two separate halves of the table and two sets of like dinnerware and stuff, and they would like move the halves of the table like together to keep the perspective.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild, like the behind the scenes stuff. Lore of the Rings. Yeah, I'm the lore guy here.
His fortress of Barad-dûr is rebuilt in the land of Mordor. Sauron needs only this ring.
The end of Mordor.
Yep. Everyone always rolls the R's with Moldor.
You cannot offer me this ring.
I'm giving it to you.
Don't tempt me, Frodo. I dare not take it. Not even to keep it safe.
Yeah, the ring corrupts. So like, basically, Tolkien's talked about if Gandalf were to have the ring, he would basically become a tyrant. Like he would become
It
dictator.
would become Sauron 2.0. Yeah.
No. Sauron is evil. Like Gandalf. So the ring corrupts what's already inside you, kind of thing. Like it uses your own.
Mm.
So like,
He would try to do too much good and become a tyrant through the
yeah,
process.
he
of
would be
doing that.
he would strip freedom from the world and basically become, a heart like a, hand of steel tyrant.
Authoritarian.
Yeah. Like you will do as I say, in the name of peace and whatever.
Yeah.
Confound it all, Samwise Gamgee! Have you been eavesdropping?
I ain't been dropping no eaves, sir, honest. I was just cutting the grass.
I've been dropping no eaves.
Someone made a cut of this movie where every time Sam makes a step, it plays this scene. It's like 20. It's like, yeah. This guy counting the steps. No, he's that's probably just the border of the Shire. He's never left.
You got a Fitbit.
Yeah, there's like a 50-hour cut on YouTube or something like that where every time Sam takes a step, it plays that clip.
That's crazy.
And roll off the hill and join Bilbo. The goat, Christopher Lee.
The main character of the world. For real, for real.
He's the only person on the set that met Tolkien in person.
Tolkien. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
He also observed the last public execution of France. He was set to marry Swedish royalty. Was part of a rock band.
He in terms of Lord of the Rings though, like he religiously read Lord of the Rings every summer. And then and he like his entire acting career, he said like his ultimate goal was to play Gandalf. And eventually, when the movies were actually made, he was just like a little too old to play Gandalf, but Saruman was like the next best choice. And everyone that watches this movie is like, oh, he is Saruman. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he loves Lord. Loved Lord of the Rings. Rip.
Yeah.
Christopher
He
Lee.
passed away only a few years ago, didn't he?
He passed. His final role
Recently?
was his. He returned in the Hobbit movies when they made those in 2012.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That was his
it
final
wasn't-
role. Was
it wasn't
Saruman, which is
super
like,
recently, yeah.
which is also just kind of perfect timing, I guess, if you think about
Yeah.
like Saruman was his
He finished off the series and
like Lord of the Rings being
Yeah.
his ultimate acting goal in life was, you know.
mm-hmm. Oh.
Okay, this is probably the cheesiest scene in the movie, despite being like incredibly dramatic.
Ooh, ah!
So they didn't want Tolkien very notoriously had like a soft magic system, you know, bolts of lightning and magic spells and stuff were like not, you know, they didn't want to be throwing fireballs at each other. And so like this was their next option to try to put together like a wizard battle, but oh, this shot coming up right here.
He's just spinning him. You spin me right around, baby, right around.
So they tried to do a wizard's duel without just having them throw fireballs and lightning bolts at each other, but I say that I say they like 50-50 succeeded there.
Yeah. I think it would have been cool with like a lightning bolt, like an attempt, but it
wasn't.
out.
It didn't match the magic system that Tolkien came up with.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of rolling off a cliff, you guys actually guessed it.
Yeah.
They do actually roll off a cliff. I forgot about this. There's no way.
Oh, Frodo, where's the ring? Frodo, where's the ring?
Dolly zoom.
Oh.
Oh, heck no. Yeah, exactly. I would not be able to deal with those like centipedes crawling around.
Good distraction moment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that ain't good.
No. The horses always sound like angry and rabid. Like
Yeah.
I think one was foaming at the mouth earlier when it was like when it first appeared. That sounded like a caribou. That was like Polar Express.
Probably was.
I only know that sound because of the Polar Express.
Yeah, me too.
Caribou.
Oh, it's a whole town. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the other like bit of humans?
Yeah. Oh, that's Peter Jackson, by the way. He's got cameos in all these.
Oh.
So yeah, there's a small group of humans that kind of live near the Shire. Yeah, Bree is just a town on the edge of the Shire where like humans and hobbits just kind of intermingle.
I see.
Nice, cozy hobbit.
That's an animatronic guy walking through there.
Oh.
They made one animatronic guy, like it was in their experiments to try to figure out the sizing thing. And they were like, maybe we can just make the humans animatronics. Bad idea, but they did do this one faceless one.
Sure I know a Baggins. He's over there. Frodo Baggins. He's my son.
Gets strung and instantly blows the cover.
Crazy.
Carry nothing.
Indeed.
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 Rangers in D&D are based like pretty much entirely on Aragorn alone. Such a cool shot right here. Just the gliding.
They decided to go to sleep. Oh goodness. Weird shrubbery.
Build me an army worthy of Mordor.
That's my brother's favorite line.
Oh, there's Gandalf.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they taking down the trees?
To burn for fuel, to make weapons and, you know, melt steel.
Okay. Just resource gathering.
Mm-hmm. So Aragorn said before, these guys were men, kings of men once, that basically got corrupted by Sauron.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... The rings basically, like, warped them into these, you know, ghost creatures. This is their true form. The Black Rider thing is just a disguise. Bro, imagine the stunt guys.
Oh my gosh. Imagine you get the end of the scene like this and you're like, sorry, we gotta take it again.
Yeah.
You missed something. It's like,
that
bro, I
that
was on
torch
fire.
throw
You
was
want me to do that
improv.
again?
That torch throw was just like... He just did that.
I do not fear them. Gets chased by 7.
9. There's 9 of them.
9.
All 9 have come now.
Oh, they can't go through water, can they?
They can. The horses don't like it. Thing is, this is an Elvish river. Like, this river marks the border of the kingdom. So they know there's elven magic here, which is why they're like, really, I don't like this, you know, kind of thing. Speaking of Elvish magic.
There we go. Is she gonna make them slip and roll down the hill? Oh.
She's got her own horses.
Oh, water horses.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just get out of the river?
Oh, this is probably the second cheesiest scene in the series. The editing in this is a little whack.
She's just met this small mammal.
Yeah, this editing is a little... Look at that! And it's just dead stare. Not all of the CG holds up, you know.
So does he need his staff to do magic?
Not all
Or is
magic,
it just like
but,
an amplifier?
I mean,
like
Saruman
a-
is definitely
it's like the wand
stronger.
for-
Saruman is definitely stronger than him with his staff, you know.
Yeah.
You have chosen.
Saruman. Oh yeah, Saruman the White versus Gandalf the Grey as well. Yeah. Saruman is the leader of the Order, so he is the strongest. There's 5 wizards. 2 are just completely useless. Like, they basically do nothing. And then the other one's
Fantastic.
the other one like is just kind of too obsessed with nature.
Nature.
Red Skull.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. I knew I recognized him. I was trying to think of what
He also
I've seen him in. It was Captain America would hate the elves. Absolutely despise them.
see he's got white hair now. He didn't before. Like
Yeah,
without,
his hair's already gone
without
white, yeah.
without the ring, like without the ring's elongating, like, you know, life-giving ability.
Slowing his
Yeah.
aging. It's all kind of catching up.
Mhm.
Using a cane now.
He got white hair from rolling down the hill.
He got white hair.
He's such a harrowing experience. It turned his hair white.
I am ready to go home.
About that.
Well, that's the fun part. You don't.
Wait. Both of them in Marvel. One is a Nazi and one is like a survivor. That's wild.
Oh.
That's wild.
Oh,
Magneto.
no.
Magneto was a Holocaust survivor, right?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's why he hated people. That's why he hated non-mutants. Like, that was the entire origin story.
Yeah. If these guys met in Marvel, they would just kill on sight.
Yep.
Sean Bean. Sean Bean, Sean Bon. So this was Orlando Bloom's first acting role. Like before Lord of the or before Pirates of the Caribbean, this was Orlando Bloom.
Mm-hmm. This was the first kind of like introductory role.
Mhm.
What an introductory role, though. That's it's like
He did this.
My first ever
well,
acting
and
role
then
was Lord of the Rings.
Well, and then Pirates was 2004. Lord of the Rings ended in 2003. So we went from the Pirates of the Caribbean. He went from Lord of the Rings trilogy to Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy, just as a beginning
That's
actor.
crazy.
It's wild.
There is one who could unite them, one who could reclaim the throne of Gondor.
Turned from that path a long time ago. He has chosen exile.
Return of the King. Yeah, he's the only living relative of Isildur.
I get it now. The lore. Who would have thought that Lord of the Rings lore would actually be good? Or just gave himself tetanus.
No, that sword's well taken care of.
Well, until now.
So in Tolkien lore, there's only 2 other human elf couples, and both of them ended in tragedy. So that kind of like hangs over them throughout the trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Kind of like there's a history of things of this not going well. So they're
Mhm.
like, should we be doing this?
yeah.
I mean, since elves live
Elves are
like 10
immortal.
times as long as humans.
Well, they're immortal.
Fully immortal.
Yeah.
Okay, fully immortal.
Unless they die
Okay.
in battle. They can't die of natural causes. They die in battle or through like nature falling apart.
I see. They can't die of old age.
Her father, the king, was the child of that last human elf couple. So he especially is very sensitive to the tragedy aspect of it, which means he is not happy about his daughter falling in love with a guy.
Romeo and Juliet moment.
Not necessarily Romeo and Juliet. Like Elrond respects him, of course. Like he doesn't want him getting involved with his daughter, but other than that, like he does treat him as a son.
You cannot wield it. None of us can.
So he Boromir, he's the son. So his father is the steward of Gondor. The line of kings is over, but his father is basically runs the kingdom. He has all the powers of a king, basically, except to crown a new king, basically.
Mm-hmm.
He has all the political and, like, material power. So Boromir is his son. And so Aragorn becoming the new king, it's kind of a sore subject.
What are we waiting for?
Bro is not tempted whatsoever.
Dwarves are the strongest of all kind.
So okay. So we talked about 9 rings went to the men. They became the Nazgul. They got corrupted so fast. 7 went to the dwarves. The dwarves have so much treasure that I believe 3 of them are currently lost. Their rings just went into the hoard of treasure and stayed there.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, Gimli was not tempted whatsoever by the power of the ring.
The dwarves are just like, the
dwarves.
Like, I mean, nice gift. Thanks, I guess.
Given enough time, they would be corrupted, but like, they, on the surface, they are very, very resistant to that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's also the tallest person in the cast, which is really funny.
And I suppose you think you're the one to do it.
And if we fail,
Oh yeah, elves and dwarves hate each other.
Do not get along. Yep, that seems about right.
So Legolas and Gimli kind of have an important like bridging together the two races, like arc.
Yeah.
Because they are polar opposites. Elves are all ethereal and clean and stuff, and dwarves are like, we live in the rocks, we dig, we love gold. They have short temper.
No, indeed, it is hardly possible to separate you, even when he is summoned to a secret council and you are not.
I love how he's amused, though. He's like, you've been eavesdropping, but like, I appreciate the loyalty. There's 9 ring wraiths, so this is kind of poetic. It's like 9 servants of Sauron, 9 companions. Okay, that's halfway through. I'm gonna get some water. We can do a little Q&A halfway through Q&A.
Yes.
All right. So any questions so far? Like any more things you want to know more about?
So there's 2 major human groups. There's the ones that are kind of kingless near the edge of Mordor.
Yeah, on
right?
the border of Mordor, kind of keeping evil at
On
bay.
the border of Mordor.
Yeah.
And then there's the Elvish kingdom. And then is there just one band of dwarves then, like the elves, or are they spread out?
So there's 2 bands of dwarves, 2 bands of elves, 2 bands of men.
Okay.
One band of dwarves was in The Hobbit. They don't really have any stake in this. I mean, I say they don't have any stake. They're fighting their own fight, like, off screen. It's explained in the book that, like, they're under siege. They're just kind of doing their own thing. They aren't related to the ring specifically. The other band you will see in this movie, in Moria. It was the older kingdom of the dwarves. It's 2 bands of elves. You'll also see the other one in this movie. There's Rivendell to the west. I'll let me find a map actually, because the map is very, very consistent in this. So like,
Oh, cool. Okay. So that's
so Isengard, you can see at the south edge of that mountain range. That's where Saruman is. That's where his tower is. He is on the edge of Rohan, and so they're basically he and Sauron obviously are like working together now. And so they basically have this scissor maneuver going on. Mordor attacking from the east, attacking Gondor from the east, and then Isengard attacking Rohan from the northwest.
okay. Yeah.
The Shire is up top in the northwest. They're kind of separated out. And the elves you saw leaving Middle-earth. There's kind of a theme in the story of like, the age of magic is over. It's time for the men. We need to leave this world the best we can for the men to try to figure things out themselves, kind of thing. Because Middle-earth is like canonically just like Earth, like old Europe. Just kind of a fictionalized version of like Europe way in the past. So it's like, magic is over. The men need to figure things out themselves now.
Europe, if it was in Pangea.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. So yeah, the elves are leaving. They go to the sea in the west, past the Shire. So hobbits are not strangers to elves. Like, they see them occasionally, but they don't really interact. They just kind of like, they see each other around.
Yeah.
Bree is that dot in the that little dot. That's where they were with the tavern. Just east of the Shire. They're currently in Rivendell, right at the edge of the mountains.
Oh yeah, I see it. Cool.
So one of the first things now they have to do is either try to cross the mountain range, because going south to Isengard is a bad idea. Gandalf just escaped Isengard. Saruman is there; he will catch them.
Yeah.
So they can't go around.
Have to go right past Isengard.
They can't go south around the mountain range, so they have to go through the mountains somehow. That's going to be a thing, and then they will end up in that forest with Rivendell, or not Rivendell, Lothlórien, which I don't believe is on this map. Oh yeah, there it is. Lórien's right there.
Yeah. So they have to cross the mountain first before they get near Isengard. Otherwise, they'd get captured.
Mm-hmm. Basically, they're trying to get to Mordor and throw it in. It's Orodruin is the actual name of the mountain. You can see it on the map. That's what they keep calling Mount Doom. And Barad-dûr is Sauron's tower. And the White City.
Okay.
The White City I told you about. That's Minas Tirith, right on the west border of Mordor.
Oh yeah, that little junction there. Okay.
Yeah. So that is where the steward lives. That is where Boromir's father lives. That's where Boromir is from. And that is basically, they are the last line of defense. Well, first line of defense, last line, they are humanity's kind of scissor point. They are like, if Minas Tirith falls, it's over. kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the second movie. So we won't see Rohan in this movie. The second movie goes into Rohan really heavily, and then the third movie goes into Gondor. So you kind of get a movie to focus on each of them. Yeah, that is the map.
Cool.
So you
The
can-
mountains look like a scorpion.
A little bit, yeah. So yeah, so this is really good to reference as they're going along.
Yeah.
Especially
cool.
as they start getting into the kingdoms of men. Is like, okay, where's Edoras? Where's Helm's Deep? Where's they're cutting between these two kingdoms. Where are they? Where are the battle lines being drawn? Kind of thing.
Got it. Okay. This makes sense.
Fangorn becomes important in the second movie as well.
I like that the map is at least self-consistent.
Tolkien is
That it all
like
makes sense.
Tolkien is like the most consistent lore you'll ever see. Like he cared very, very much about the history. There's a deep, rich history of, if you want to know about the old kings, like there are, there's the story of the kings of old, and different things.
Yeah, I think that covers it. Yeah, I don't.
And
really have
there's
any
not
specific
there's not a
questions
whole ton of
because it all
heavy
makes
lore
sense.
yet. I think I've already explained.
Mhm.
Like the nine is the one thing I wanted to get across, because them being, corrupted by Sauron.
Yeah. Actually, how have we seen anything yet that would have been cut from the non-extended edition?
Yeah, a little bit. It's not
'Cause
as crazy.
I feel like it's been.
It's not as crazy in this first half of the movie. It becomes more important later on as things start to get more complicated.
I was about to say, like, it seems like it's so dense that cutting anything out, it wouldn't make as much sense.
Anything
That's the thing I'm noticing.
anything in this first half of the movie that's an extended scene, I think is just feel like the swamp scene where they're like swatting away the flies. That's an extended scene. Aragorn. Okay, so I told you about like the tragedy aspect of Aragorn and Arwen's relationship. So in the swamp, he was singing that song, and Frodo understood him because Frodo, like I said, he's similar in mind to Bilbo in that, he's willing to learn, and Bilbo taught him Elvish because Bilbo met the elves in The Hobbit and grew to love them, So he talked about, the song was about, an elven princess who died. And that was one of the other, couples, Beren and Luthien.
Yeah.
That was kind of one of the first hints of like where this relationship could go if it goes wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Neat. Okay. This makes sense so far.
Mordor, Gandalf. Left or right?
Left.
Like he's got so much heart, but like, he doesn't know what he's getting into.
No idea. He's just a birthday boy.
We could pass through the mines of Moria. My cousin Balin would give us a royal welcome.
Balin is one of the dwarves in The Hobbit. He's he's like the one Bilbo got closest to.
Mm-hmm. They fell down the hill.
So, that's like that ring is like 5 feet wide. They used a really, really big ring and then lifted it with a crane for that shot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Sean Bean hates heights, so instead of taking a helicopter up to like the mountain scenes, he would hike up the mountain.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh. There's your lightning strike.
There's your lightning strike. Thanks, DQ. Small child, choose the way. Frodo's 50 years old in this, by the way. Hobbits do like, yeah, he's 50. Hobbits age slower.
What? And Aragorn is 80?
Mm-hmm. He's a descendant of like a kind of a subset of humanity that was able to like were like semi-immortal.
Okay.
Yeah, hobbits age slower, which is why like 111 wasn't completely out of the picture for Bilbo, but it was the fact that he was 111 and did not seem to age by that point,
Mm-hmm. What's up with the water? Something's wrong with the water, I can tell.
Mhm.
Evil creatures in there guarding the entrance.
Nothing's happening.
Really?
What are you going to do then?
Knock your head against these doors, Peregrine Took.
Gandalf has no patience with Pippin. That's his character.
Pippin specifically.
That's his character development. Like he's a fairly static character, but that is the development he gets, is learning to appreciate Pippin.
Don't worry, sir. He knows the way home.
Horse is gonna die.
No, actually, the pony survives
Oh, okay.
in book. And they don't explain in the movies, but he does survive in the book. He has like a special elf blessing that goes with him. Like I think Legolas was like, give the horse a blessing to Sam, so Sam would like let it go. More just for his own, like, Sam's own conscience is like, he'll be safe. Don't worry. He's got elf magic with him now.
And they call it a mine.
A mine.
Mine.
In the book they mentioned they haven't heard from the guys in Moria in a while, so it's a little suspicious. But like they assume they're fine because dwarves are sturdy people, you know.
They are very much not okay.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Frodo's sword is gonna start glowing at some point in these mines, isn't it?
Mithril is like Mithril is like a crystal metal. Like it's a metal.
Yeah. It's in Terraria.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah. Mithril anvil is one of the hard mode ores.
Yeah.
Mithril. I think it's usually pronounced Mithril by Terraria players, but
Yeah, that was Lord of the Rings. That was the thing. That chainmail shirt Bilbo gave him earlier was Mithril.
okay. He's so confused. Is that Gollum?
There's something down there.
It's Gollum.
Gollum.
It's Gollum. Thank you, Gandalf.
So there's a small little like musical theme that's introduced here, and it only plays once throughout the series, but it's later expanded when they made the Hobbit movies. It's really, really cool.
Mm-hmm. Of all the dwarves here being killed off somehow?
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
Here lies Balin, son of Hundin, Lord of Moria.
Balin was the one from the Hobbit that Bilbo kind of grew attached to. That's also one of the other hobbits from, one of the dwarves from the Hobbit. I think that's Feely. No, not Feely. Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember which one it is. There's 13 dwarves in the Hobbit.
Oh, wow. Come on, man.
And this is an accident. In the book, he's just an idiot. He just chucks a rock down there because he's curious.
And there's going to be a screech or something.
I saw a meme. It's like, that skeleton was so like precariously on there. Oh, yeah, it's glowing now.
Positions.
Yeah, the skeleton's so precariously positioned. I saw a meme is like, at some point, that skeleton was just going to fall in there anyway, and thousands upon thousands of orcs were going to go on the warpath for nothing. Friendly fire.
I think I'm getting the hang of this.
Bro's got the frying pan like tangled.
Dong, dong, dong. Faking him out. Stab him in the eye. Oh. Oh. He's dead. There he goes. So are both the sword and the chainmail that Frodo has made of mithril?
Nope, the sword's elvish. The shirt is dwarvish.
Okay.
Elvish swords glow around orcs. When I said plot armor, I didn't think it'd be actual armor. I love the practical orcs. Like the prosthetics are so good.
This foe is beyond any of you.
Not even worth standing their ground, just run!
Yeah. That should tell you how...
When Gandalf tells you to run, you run.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course he just made the jump wider. Polar Express moment.
Yeah, it is. Polar Express moment.
In Lord of the Rings civilization, we don't jump broken stair until it's more broken.
I love how its roar is just a crackling like fire.
He's just the I completely forgot what I was about to say. Why do all the bridges have to be like one person wide? So
I think this bridge
like...
I think this bridge is actually that thin for like security reasons. Like an army can only cross that bridge. Like it's a bottleneck for an invading army.
Shall not pass!
If anyone was wondering where that line was from, yeah, he said the thing.
He said the thing. Bro knows his architecture all too well. Why'd he stop him?
Fly, you fools!
Nothing he can do. Plus, yeah, now that the Balrog's gone, the orcs are back. They fled from it.
Right.
They fled from it first, but now, like, you know, they still need to get out.
Now there's nothing.
The big guy's gone, but the army's not scared anymore.
And now there were 8.
Mhm.
Waiting for Gandalf to pull up his Doom Guy moment and fight his way out of the underworld. Demon by demon. Sure, DQ. I believe that.
No, I mean, we will never see Gandalf the Grey again. She is, yeah. She's
Wait,
being completely.
actually?
She's being completely honest. We'll never
That's
see.
crazy.
We'll never see Gandalf the
He's
Grey
just
again.
Gone?
Gandalf the Grey.
I understand now.
This is Lothlórien on the map. This is the other kingdom of the elves.
Mm-hmm.
I have the eyes of a hawk and the ears of a fox.
Are you sure about that?
The dwarf breathed so loud we could have shot him in the dark.
So this is an extended scene. So Boromir is a good man. Like he's a good man that has to deal with, you know, temptation. Like it's a very much like, you know, kind of the Catholic kind of thing. Is like the story of redemption and like temptation is very, very. That's Boromir's story. So like this is an extended scene, and the theatrical edition does him so dirty because they basically cut all of his redeeming scenes.
That's crazy.
He is a pure yeah. That's why the extended edition. So if Boromir and his brother shows up in the next movie. They both get done so dirty by the theatrical versions. So if anything, like just for those two characters' sakes, like watching the extended editions is worth it because you see them like. You see the more nuanced thing. It's like they are good people who have to deal with issues. Boromir's issue is that he's proud. He's a very like, you know, proud of his father's proud of his station, not really willing to give way very easily.
Mm-hmm.
Gandalf was talking earlier about like you know, I'd be tempted to use the ring to become a tyrant or whatever. Boromir's thing is like, he's tempted by the ring because his people die on Mordor's borders. He wants to use the ring as a weapon against Sauron to finally stop, you know, the people he cares about, because he's a captain of the army. And it's like, if we use the ring, if we use this super weapon, we can stop the fight as soon as possible, and my people don't have to die anymore. Kind of thing. That's his logic. And that's what the ring uses to corrupt him.
Got it. I see. Because every person will have different aspirations that the ring can influence.
In the book, Sauron tries to tempt Sam with the ring, but Sam is so pure of heart that the best thing he can come up with is if the world, if everyone, no, it's like if everyone dies in the world, then you'll have a big garden to take care of. The world will be your garden, and then Sam is able to like resist the ring by just saying, well, it's like, well, I like my garden back at home. I like having the, you know, that's
the smaller garden to take care of.
Yeah, I don't want a big garden. That's too much effort. I like my little small garden at home. That was Sauron's temptation for Sam, and
that's crazy.
And it doesn't work, obviously.
A Balrog of Morgoth.
Morgoth is like the literal devil. Sauron is like one of his lieutenants. In like the
jeez. Okay.
In the wide range of
Sauron's...
the lore. Morgoth was defeated.
Okay.
Morgoth was defeated. He's not coming back. But
crazy.
Sauron would have tried to take over anyway. Everyone else was able to get Morgoth out of the picture, so he was able to take power.
Yeah. Sauron was just like, boss is dead, time to take over.
Yep.
Mafia moment.
Welcome, Frodo of the Shire. One who has seen the eye.
Okay.
This is also an extended scene that was deleted.
Oh dear.
Place of a Dark Lord, you would have a queen! Not dark, but beautiful and terrible as the dawn! Treacherous as the sea! Stronger than the foundations of the earth! All shall love me and despair!
Very, very similar to what Gandalf was afraid of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gandalf's temptation is like, I would create order through fear, and she's like, I will be loved by everyone, kind of thing.
Oh, jeez.
You do not know pain, you do not know fear. You will taste man flesh.
Oh, jeez. Okay. You will taste man flesh. Oh. She's doing a thing.
It's a fun lore thing I can explain that's in relation to this scene. I can do that afterward, though.
How many did you eat? 4.
Oh yeah, hobbits hate water. Like, that's like their biggest fear. Frodo's parents.
Fantastic.
Frodo's parents drowned. That's why he was orphaned.
Gosh.
Because they went out on a boat and like didn't know how to swim, and the boat capsized.
Have you run out of those nice shiny daggers?
He's not gonna need it. She's Arwen's grandmother. She's the mother-in-law of the. She's the mother-in-law of the other Elven King.
Will says, "If I'm being so serious, if Sam dies, I won't be happy."
So that's Isildur and his father.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 kings of Gondor.
Before they went.
Yeah, before Isildur took the ring and things. Yeah.
Things went poorly.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Just a big rock.
Big rock. Yep. It's the waterfall. They can't take the river any farther, I think, unless they like walk. They have to. If they wanted to take the river, they could, but they'd have to like walk the ships farther down river, like through the forest. But basically, this is where they're gonna have to decide what to do. Obviously, Boromir just wants to take the river farther.
Barrels.
An impassable labyrinth of razor-sharp rocks. And after that, it gets even better. Festering, stinking marshland as far as the eye can see.
That is our road.
Pip is like, what? Razor sharp rocks. The R rolls.
So are these statues of the kings that got corrupted?
None of us should wander alone.
I have no idea.
You least of all.
I think that would be a cool detail.
They will find you. They will take the ring. And you will beg for death before the end.
Yeah, he's not really. It's the ring. It's the ring doing it to him. And you see it right here. He's a good man at heart that's, like, easily affected by it. There's nuance to it. He's not, yeah. It's like what Dumbledore says, it's our choices that define us, not our abilities. It's like Boromir had us at a moment of weakness, but ultimately he chooses good.
Oh. Okay then.
Stab someone with the arrow before he shoots it.
These orcs do not have peripheral vision.
Have you seen those helmets?
That's true. Fair enough. So I can't tell. Are the orcs just not competent fighters, or are everyone in the main cast just overpowered?
Both.
Both? Okay. He probably says, remember stabbing with arrow is faster than switching to melee.
Their strength is in numbers, and they're also just very
like the B1
beefy.
battle droids. Like they're not competent, they're not good at their job, but there's millions of them.
They're B1s with like the build of a B2. Like they're beefy guys as well. Like
yeah,
they can physically do a lot of damage
if they hit. Oh no. Bro's playing dirty. He's still going. Oh, not the double shot. That's just dirty.
He goes out with a bang, like in service of the hobbits. Like he sacrifices himself for Merry and Pippin. Like that shows his true character right there.
He's clean.
Third shot, and it splits
again.
And it splits the horn in two. That third one.
Oh.
And it also keeps up the trend of Sean Bean dying in like literally everything he's in.
Is he gonna stab him? Is he gonna stab him? Not the headshot.
Point blank, yeah. That's a wild throw, honestly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, so that right there. So
just sliced the knife.
No, well, okay. So the orc actor was supposed to throw it wide. It was supposed to look good on camera. It was angled specifically so that he would not be in any danger. He would throw the knife wide. The actor could not see in the prosthetics. He threw it straight at him, and that deflect was real.
Oh gosh. Jeez. Was it at least a prop knife?
I mean, it was metal. Like it was. I don't know if it was like sharp, but it was a metal.
Would it hurt?
Real metal at that range would still
hurt. Yeah. Do some damage. Don't just throw it into the river. No.
Are hobbits just like too dense to swim?
I don't know.
They do eat a lot.
Thing is, they're like so rustic that they don't bother to learn. Like they live in hills in the ground kind of thing, Like it just feels unnatural to them.
ELDR, friendship is magic. Isn't there a waterfall though?
Yeah. They're sending him out with a bang.
Oh, that guy.
But I him cross the river.
Okay.
Oh, and Aragorn, you can see him putting on Boromir's arm guards. He like took him in memory of him.
Pack it up and go, guys. Main
No,
character
no,
left.
there's 2 guys that have still been kidnapped.
Okay, so I assume the next one is when they get to Gondor.
No,
or,
next
like,
one's Rohan.
Right before it. Okay. And then Gondor's the last one, and then that's, they get into Mordor as well, because it's, right there. Okay. Makes sense.
Oh, so do you have any other questions? I think this one's fairly light on like the plot.
It's pretty straightforward.
The next movies you'll be juggling 2 or 3 plots at a time. You get Frodo and Sam, you get Aragorn, you get Merry and Pippin. Like they cut around a lot more. Whereas this movie's very straightforward, start to end. Everyone's in the same group.
Nice. Yeah, it felt pretty straightforward to me actually. Other than the few lore things that aren't like fully explained that you told me.
Yeah, book things.
It makes sense. Yeah. I really don't know how I would have been able to follow along without having watched the extended cut though.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that made it more.
This one also, like I said, more straightforward. The extended cut for this one is not as necessary, but you do get the stuff with Boromir. Like a couple extra like little redeeming stuff before like the big redemption sacrifice.
Cool. Yeah, I'm into it. I'm excited to watch the rest of it. Nice. You're converting me into a Lord of the Rings fan.
We're only one movie in. A good start.
One movie in.